So, gonna double check that everything is properly set. Is everybody ready?
Ready?
Yep. Ready. Hello, everybody. When we last left off, you all were running through a tunnel that had started out with sand beneath your feet. It was lit, but you weren't sure from where. You could discern no source of light. The sand and the sandstone walls surrounding you were red, and despite the fact that every time you looked forward, your path was always straight, you never turned any corners. Any time you looked behind you, the path very quickly twisted and turned out of sight. You all heard a voice that all of you recognized, but you weren't sure from where. Tell you to close your eyes. Where the fuck am I echoing from?
Let me see if it's me.
It's
Probably
you.
you. Usually you.
Usually him. Pairing.
Let's see if I'm echoing now. Hello, hello, hello.
Yay!
Alright, fabulous. Let's try this again. Far off at the distance, Locke kept seeing a light, but every time she tried to look directly at it or see it more clearly, it would disappear. So she heard a voice in her head, as did all of you, that told you to close your eyes. And with slight reluctance and an infinite amount of concern over your own well-being, you all complied, closing your eyes and continuing to run in a straight line. You can't feel yourself bumping into each other or the walls around you, despite the fact that now that you can't see, you'd think that you would end up bumping into something, surely. You would think you would feel the brush of another person's hand as they run alongside you. Or that one person would start running faster than another and run into their back. But this doesn't happen. Beyond your eyelids, you know that there is a bright, bright light. And you keep running as the sand beneath your feet changes from sand to becoming more solid, like small pieces of gravel that slowly become larger gradually over time and distance, and you hear them crunch beneath your feet. Locke yells back to make sure that everyone's still there, and they are. She heads off this run through this tunnel, eyes closed. The world around her so bright that she can see it through her eyelids. You run for a while. Eventually, the ground beneath your feet isn't gravel anymore. It's more like stepping stones. Before becoming slightly uneven, rocky, but more than anything flat. Like like a large piece of flat, natural stone. You know, not perfectly level, not perfectly flat. There are dips and divots here and there. It's not completely even, but it's beyond flat enough to walk upon. And it's not sandy, it's just like a large slab of natural rock. Locke puts a hand out to her side, hoping to feel a wall there, something to know that she is going the correct direction, something to know that she hasn't reached a fork in the road without knowing it and gone through the wrong side. She reaches out a hand to the wall and she can feel a wall there, but it's hard to explain. It's almost like when you run your hands through sand. It feels almost like that, but there's something off about it. Because it's not like the sand is moving. It's as if she were touching the ground. If that makes any sense. If she were literally running her hand through very still a very still plot of sand.
Yeah. That gives me the creepies.
But she keeps her eyes shut. She doesn't turn back. She yells again to make sure that her companions are there, and they respond in kind. Some of them sound almost like they're ahead of her or beside her, rather than in the order that you once were in. And it's hard to tell exactly where everyone is. But you can't feel them. You can only hear them. I want everyone to roll me Constitution saving throws.
Oh no!
Constitution, you say?
Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
What's my con?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Inside of everyone's heads, you hear another voice, different from the one you heard previously. You recognize this one as well, and it sickens you as you try to recall where you heard it. And somehow you can't exactly place it. It's also feminine, but it's very, very different from the one that you heard before. Telling you to open your eyes. Open them. After all, you can't see. How do you know you're going the right direction? You need to open your eyes, don't you? Carrie, the voice in your head is strong and loud, like it's yelling at you. And you're afraid of it. And you don't know why you're afraid of it. But you are. And it's telling you to open your eyes. Telling you to see that you need to see where you're going, don't you? Don't you want to know that your friends are there? How do you know if those voices are actually them? Don't you want to open your eyes? The room around you is hot, especially for Carrie. For everyone else, while it's warm, it's not unbearably so. But Carrie, even with her tiefling resistance to heat that she naturally has, she feels overly warm. Her usually flowing pigtails, they feel heavy on her head. It's suffocating heat. To the point where Carrie actually has to stop for a moment to catch her breath.
Everyone still with us?
I want Locke, Despina, and Bourne to roll me perceptions at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, that makes it so much worse.
snap.
Can't
Okay.
get much worse than that.
Ugh. Oh, good lord, Boren's doing better than Locke is.
Okay. Locke, you still think that everyone is right with you. Bourne, you're certain that Despina and Locke, they're just Despina, Locke, Carrie, they're all just in front of you, you're sure of it. Despina, you think you're slightly less sure. You know Locke is there. You know Boren's there. But it almost feels like there's one less heavy breathing voice beside you.
Oh.
One that's slightly more high pitched, but you're not sure. You reach out, but you can't feel anyone. All you feel is the wall of sand standing solid beside you as you run your hands through it. What do you do?
I guess I wanna look for Carrie then?
Are you going to open your eyes?
Oh no.
Your eyes are closed, and the room around you is warm and bright, incredibly bright through your eyelids. You can't discern shapes, but you know there's a bunch of light out there. There's a voice in your head telling you to open your eyes. If you want to find her, you'll need to open your eyes to see it.
Oh no.
What do you do?
I don't know. No, I'm definitely not opening my eyes. That's definitely a trap. Not doing that.
There are two voices now in your head, both of them telling you in different voices, both female, both familiar, to open your eyes, Despina.
No.
Open your eyes and look for your friend. You
What?
can't, you know she's not there, don't you? What if she's hurt? What if she needs you and you can't see her?
Not gonna open my eyes though. Can't do it. Nope.
So you'll let her die?
Don't want to, but I also don't. I don't want to die myself.
Carrie, we're gonna come back to you in a couple of minutes.
Fuck.
Oh.
Spina,
Oh.
what do you do? Are you still running?
I'm gonna keep running with Locke and Voren.
You keep running?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I like Carrie, but not at the cost of my own life. I haven't known her as long as I known the other two. I gotta keep staying with them.
Okay. You keep running. And the longer you run, the more certain you are that she isn't there. Carrie. Let's pop back to you for a few minutes.
If I live that long.
I'm sorry.
In your mind, you can hear the voice telling you to open your eyes, telling you that your friends will leave you behind, that they don't know that you're here, that you need to open your eyes to find them, don't you? How will they know that you're missing if they can't see? You need to open your eyes, Carrie. You need to open them. You need to see where your friends are, don't you? Aren't you worried that they'll leave you behind? Aren't you worried that something will happen to them while you're not there?
They can take care of themselves.
Can they? You're the one that killed the Chimera, aren't you, Carrie?
It was a fluke.
A fluke? I don't think so. After all, you murdered the Manticore as well, didn't you, Carrie? They need you. You're important to them, Carrie. How will they know that you've left? How will they know that you stopped? You didn't cry out for them.
Because I trust that they'll keep going.
And then what happens to you, Carrie? Here, in this place, on your own again. Do you think you'll be chased by another dragonling? Another little worm, Carrie?
If I die to ensure Locke's safety, then it is all right with me.
But how will you know that you're ensuring her safety with your death? Carrie, there is a second voice in your head. The same one that told you to close your eyes. Don't listen to her. You are fine. Catch your breath and then keep running. Ignore her and keep running. Listen to that fool who doesn't understand a thing about how this world works. Don't listen to her. Listen to me. You need to open your eyes. Your friends are leaving you behind. You've stopped for too long, Carrie. You're going to get left behind. You're going to end up fighting something that you can't handle all on your own, Carrie. You're going to get lost. And then you will die to whatever monsters she has waiting. Yes, listen to her, Carrie. You need to open your eyes.
Refuse.
That's good. Keep going.
I'm going to keep running. Run no more.
Carrie, the room around you is hot. You can feel it. Okay, Carrie doesn't understand the feeling, but the way it feels when when you're getting a sunburn and you know that you're getting a sunburn.
I hate that feeling. I, the player, completely understand how that feels.
I
It's
figured you would.
Do not understand
Are
it.
you just gonna roast me for all the times I forgot to put on sunscreen?
Maybe if you remembered to put on sunscreen, I wouldn't have to roast you.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Anyway.
maybe then the sun wouldn't roast you.
Ooh.
Oh. Anyway, back to where we were. So, Carrie, you keep running. That calmer voice in your head that tells you to keep your eyes closed gives you some sense of reassurance that what you are doing is the right thing. Somehow it feels like this is what you should be doing. Even as other voices, 3 of them now, are telling you that you should open your eyes, that you're going to run into something. Look out at what's to your right, Carrie. And they tell you to open your eyes. They tell you you're going to run into the wall. But you never do. You reach out, and beside you, you feel only sand. And you keep running on your own. You keep running. Even as it gets hard to breathe, you keep running, and eventually the light on the voices inside your head and the light on the other side of your face starts to dissipate. You still feel overly hot, and it takes you time. You have to stop once again to catch your breath. But it starts to feel slightly cooler. The light on the other side of your eyes seems to dissipate. And you start to feel a little calmer, and you're not sure why. I want you to roll me a perception check. At disadvantage.
Ah, fuck.
Oh,
As soon as you said it, disadvantage, I knew I was screwed.
Okay. You reach out, expecting to feel the sand that has been the wall for the past half hour now. Possibly longer. Time gets weird. And you know that time gets weird. You've had weird time before. But it's not sand anymore. It's soft and slightly damp, like wet grass or moss. Something that's not easy to run your hand through, but to feel and know what it is, if that makes any sense. And you keep going, and you keep running, and it's getting a little easier. It feels like you're going down a hill almost now. And as you breathe deeply through your nose, it smells familiar. It smells like a forest, but not like one from the Prime Plane. It smells like the Feywilds. And you take a deep, deep breath, and you feel comforted by this as the voices in your head grow quiet. All you can hear done. Keep going. You'll get there. We're gonna switch back to everyone else for a bit.
You are terrifying. Has anybody ever told you that?
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really...
I know I don't have some really nice maps for you guys for this part, but this part was better played as theater of the mind anyway.
Mhm.
Especially since none of you can see where you're going.
I'm scared to close my eyes now.
Well, clearly having your eyes closed is the safest way to be right now, or at least that's the impression that Carrie's getting. Born,
Yes.
Despina, and Locke. You keep running. Carrie hasn't been with you for more than 10 minutes. Locke checks back to see if everyone's there, as she has been doing periodically throughout this run with all of your eyes closed.
But I know that Carrie's not with us.
Well, you're calling back to see if everyone's there. Who answers?
Hi.
Okay, it's Boren, Despina,
Hello.
Carrie.
Still here.
Alright, there's Despina, Carrie.
You call Carrie's name. There is no response other than the heavy breathing of your two compatriots.
We've lost Carrie.
You say her name again, and you say it louder, and you hear no response.
We have to turn around. We've lost Carrie.
She's right. You need to turn around. All of you have the voices in your head stop telling you to open your eyes, and they start telling you to turn around.
Oh, now a creepy voice tells me to go. Oh no. I have to choose.
You need to go find Carrie, Locke. You need to go find her. She could be hurt. Something could be attacking her. She needs you to protect her, doesn't she?
No. She
Doesn't
is very
she
strong.
love you?
She is very strong. She could.
Didn't she
She
almost
killed. She killed the Manticore. She killed the Chimera.
Didn't she
Carrie will be
almost get
fine.
eaten by a worm, Locke?
Carrie
Didn't she
will
almost
be
get eaten
fine.
by a worm?
And Carrie will be fine.
Didn't she nearly get killed by a bullet?
And Locke's just gonna keep running forward. You have to trust in your companions. And
I
Carrie,
say
She could
to
be
everyone,
hurt, Locke. She could be injured.
we could all be hurt and injured. I'm still going forward.
Locke, she needs you. She's screaming.
Carrie,
She's
I know you
crying
cannot hear me, Carrie.
your name.
But you are strong, and you are determined, and you will be safe. I believe in you.
would like to do something.
What you gonna do, Boren?
First, I would like to tell everyone to stop real fast. Can I
Hold
feel
on. Let's
for-
let them decide if they're going to stop or not.
Nope.
Okay.
So
No?
we could slow down a little,
Does
but I
that mean
do
it
not
keeps
think we
running?
should stop.
Okay. If we walk, I can feel for a rope in my bag, and we can tie, and we can all grab the rope.
Do you have
Despina is still running?
I'll slow down.
Boren? Do you have any kind of spell to block against psychic intrusions or something? That must be what this is.
Oh.
No,
your
but I have something better.
Open your eyes. It'll make this easier. You'll be able to see your rope.
'Cause I'd-
You'll be able to see your friends.
I'd
And
really
then I
like this.
start singing. I hope.
You can't see where you're going.
Oh god, I
And
kind
then
of.
Where
as-
are you going, Locke?
Where?
Where are you going?
If we're gonna start singing "Hi Ho," then let's sing it.
And sing it in your head as well.
Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
I ho, it's off to work we go. Da 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 da. I ho, I ho. It's off to work we go. Da 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 da. I ho, I ho.
Is it working?
And I just try and get,
Tell me it's
just try and
working.
get everyone. I just tell everyone start singing it in your head.
Okay.
Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi
Join
ho,
in. I ho,
hi
I
ho,
ho. It's
hi
off
ho,
to work we go.
hi
Da
ho,
da 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 da. I ho, I ho. It's off to work we go. Da 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 da. I ho, I ho. And I'm like, if we annoy it enough, it might leave us
It's
alone.
annoying me.
I don't think that's gonna work right now.
Get the song
There's
stuck in your head.
There's 3 voices in your heads now. All it's saying essentially the same thing. That you need to open your eyes, that you're abandoning your companion, someone that you're starting to love, Locke. You're leaving her behind?
No. Part of love
What?
is trust and believing in their capabilities to take care of themselves. I am not leaving her behind. I believe in her. I'm not even doing Locke's
Believing in
accent.
someone doesn't keep them from dying, Locke. It doesn't keep the monsters away. Believing that you're okay doesn't make you okay. Believing that you're uninjured doesn't heal your
hi
broken
ho,
bones.
hi ho, hi ho, hi
Locke, I
ho,
want
ho
you to
ho.
roll me a constitution check at disadvantage.
Whoops. Okay, well that's a 9.
A 9?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, wait, no, that's Constitution or
have-
Constitution save?
A constitution, not a constitution save.
Okay, well that makes it a not a 9, that's 6.
Okay. Locke, you're from a fairly aggressive group. You used to go hunting pretty regularly. You have been injured before. You have had bones broken, and you know what that feels like. And all of your old injuries, ones that you have long since healed from, even if they were healed by magic, you can feel them start to ache. You can feel pain there.
Is this what
And
it feels
at
like to
first-
grow old?
And at first, it's bearable. At first, you can handle it, and you keep running, and you keep trying to block it out, saying, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
Hi, ow, ow, ow.
But it starts to ache more. It doesn't. You don't know what aging really feels like. You're young, but you can feel these old wounds start to hurt and ache more and more. And it puts you even more out of breath, and you start to slow down. There's an injury in your leg from when you were very young, one of your first few hunting trips. You ended up in a fight with a boar, it knocked you down, it broke your leg. and it causes you to trip, and you fall to one knee.
And shout, fuck!
You need healing, Locke. You need healing. Where are your friends, Locke?
And you
Where
need a
are
gag,
they?
bitch. You need to gag, bitch. That's what you need.
Thorin and Despina.
Hmm.
I want perceptions at disadvantage.
Okay.
Mind you, Locke's been talking out loud this whole time.
I know. I fully acknowledge that.
Alright, good.
What'd you get? Hmm.
Uh,
Mm,
Okay.
Ooh.
Thorin, you are certain that you can still hear Locke in front of you. She is definitely still in front of you. She may be cursing, but she is still running, and you are sure of it. Despina, you almost feel like you can hear as you pass her, Locke cursing and slowing down. The sound is weird. It's distorted.
keep running.
But Despina is certain as she hears Locke shout, fuck, that she can hear herself passing Locke. And that effect where when you're running past the sound, it sounds different once you're past it. You know how that is, right? I think it's the Doppler effect or whatever.
Meow.
And you are certain that you are passing her up as you run. Orin, you are sure that you can still hear her in front of you. She's in front of you, you are sure of it. She is cursed, but you can still hear her. She stops singing, but you assume that's because she said fuck.
See.
What do you do?
If I don't know that she's still in front of me, I guess I keep going.
Okay. She's still in front of you. You're sure of it. And you keep running as fast as you can. Despina, what do you do?
Can hear that she's
You heard yourself
can hear the
pass her.
Doppler effect thing that she's behind me. No.
Yep.
So I'm gonna
You
yell at
leave
her.
behind, Despina.
Just gonna look for her and let her know moving. Listen to them, keep moving. I'm just gonna keep going myself.
Okay. Locke, you grasp at the old injury, and your leg starts to swell slightly where that old injury was, and it hurts like hell. Anyone who's ever broken a bone before understands this feeling. It doesn't feel very good.
I'm just gonna go with my normal aches and pains and say ow. Because I got a pretty good idea what that feels like.
Okay.
Locke is gonna yell just in case they didn't hear, for them to just keep on running. And
Or from in front of you, you hear Locke yelling to keep running. Just keep running.
just keep swimming.
What will they do without you there, Locke?
Survive.
How will they defend themselves? What if they get overwhelmed, Locke?
They'll do the same thing that they did before I came along.
But weren't they a much bigger group then?
And
Now there's only two of them.
And Locke is going to try to pick herself back up and start limping. I don't think I like talking to you, bitch. You shut up, I will ignore you.
You should lean against the wall. You're injured, Locke. You need to work on healing yourself.
I'm starting to think none of this is real. Keep on limping.
Okay. Keep going. Don't stop. Comes a quiet voice underneath the louder, brasher voices that keep telling you that you need to stop, that you need to check your bag for a potion, see if there's something you can do to ease your pain so that you can run from any monsters that come to get you.
Just keep limping.
Okay.
Is there, like, an old, tribal song or something she can start singing? Something better than Hi-Ho?
Let's get down to business.
Shut up, Lauren.
Yeah, something that's nice and primal sounding.
There are several songs that you can think of, but the one that you land on, the one that brings you the most comfort, is a lullaby that you remember being sung to you and your siblings by your grandmother every time that you stayed with her.
Oh no, I'm gonna cry again. Alright,
This
just gonna
is a
sing it.
lullaby. It's a lullaby in giant that it basically warns about the dangers of going too deep into caves. It's an old one that parents and grandparents would use to teach children to stay out of the Underdark, basically. Because sometimes you guys would settle down in mountains, and if children ran too deep into caves, they would end up in the Underdark and be ill-prepared for what was there, as they were more used to plains and the outer mountains.
Okay.
And you start singing it to yourself, and the quiet voice in your head starts to sing along. It's quiet, but it's a low tone just underneath the yelling, screaming voices that want you to turn back for Carrie, or to stop and heal yourself, or to open your eyes, Locke. You should open your eyes so you can check your own wounds. How will you know how bad the damage is without seeing it for yourself? After all, you know what adrenaline tends to do with pain.
I'm gonna
But
have to write lyrics for this song.
this quiet song in giant that you are singing along with, alongside this quiet feminine voice that you're certain you've heard before, but you just for some reason cannot place. And you keep going, and it's slow, and it takes you hours. We're going to switch back to the other two now.
Good luck.
Uh,
Despina, Boren. I assume
Yes.
Boren taking the lead?
If Despina is running faster than me, then she's in front of me.
So Boren doesn't think he's taken the lead.
No.
Okay. Boren,
Yes.
I want you to roll me a perception check.
Damn it!
It's okay. The DC on this one's low. Okay, it's not that low.
oh, good.
I I had hopes for you, but Jesus fucking Christ.
Everything's fine, Boren. Despina, roll me a perception check.
Okay. I'm still doing disadvantage?
Still disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. 12. That 12. Hold on. And my modifier.
Yes, please remember to add your modifier. It makes a big difference.
Huh.
Okay. You left her behind, Despina. You abandoned her.
Strong. She can make it.
Can she? Why did she stop then, Despina? If she's so strong, why is she so far behind you now? Boren, it takes you about half an hour to notice. It's been a while since you last heard Locke. She hasn't checked in to make sure that the two of you are there. She had been doing it about every 10 minutes before. Making sure, Despina, you there? Yes. Boren, are you there? I'm here. But she hasn't done that. You can't hear her breathing. You can't hear her singing. Can't hear her speaking. You do not hear her at all. And now you're not sure how long it's been since you last heard her. You only hear one voice beside you, and that is Despina breathing heavily. And the loud voices in your head telling you that you should open your eyes. What could you be missing, Boren? What is missing?
We're inside my
Something's
head
wrong.
now, right?
Inside your head, someone is telling you that something is wrong, Boren. You should open your eyes. It might help you see it.
Okay, we're inside my head, so that means I can act differently than when I'm outside my head.
Eh?
I think he's trying to gravity swallow this.
It's kind of like he can't show any emotion, but that doesn't mean he can't think emotion.
Okay?
I'd like to say, both of you just shut up by Bob mode. I can't think.
That's the point.
I'm trying to be friendly. So I want to think of the most annoying song that I can possibly think of that me and my brothers have come up with to annoy each other, and I want to start blaring it in my skull.
Okay. Still, even over the annoying song, you're abandoning her, Boren. You've left her behind, and you didn't even notice. You keep running and running, but you don't know what you're running towards, or if it is any better than what you're running from. And you're just leaving your friends behind to rot, Boren. I thought you cared about them, Boren.
I do
She
care
cared
about
about
my...
you. And you didn't even notice, did you? But you just keep running, don't you, Boren? Leaving her behind, abandoning her.
What? Is that why she was angry with me?
You left her for dead, Boren.
Like,
And you didn't even notice she's not here.
like, are you sure she didn't go to get a sandwich?
Sandwich.
Good. Boren,
Maybe tacos, but not a
I want
sandwich.
you. Andrew! I want you to roll me a constitution check at disadvantage.
Okay, okay. Okay. Okay.
That's at disadvantage, right?
That's a disadvantage. The first roll was a 17.
Okay. There's this feeling that you call up in your brain of when your youngest brother was doing his own work and there was a tunnel collapse and he got trapped deeper, or not deeper, he got trapped down a different side tunnel from you and your brothers. And that panic starts to build inside you of leaving someone behind because your brothers had sent you to go get Sister White. And you remember leaving Mephelis behind, trapped behind rubble, potentially injured, and being terrified that that was the case. But you keep running. And you keep moving forward. And you are hoping against all evidence, against all hope, that this is like that. That what you're running towards will result in things being better for everyone. That when you get to the end of wherever you're heading and you still don't know where that is, that you will be able to find them again. What about Handon, Boren?
Bruh.
Andon's dead.
Is he,
Yes.
or is he still screaming, terrified, and wishing that you would save him, Boren?
No.
You know he was physically weak. You know he needed you. You knew he was hiding, but you didn't go looking for him. What if he's alive back there, Boren?
He's alive. Well, he's probably hiding somewhere, probably safer than we all. Is probably somewhere safer than we all are, but if he isn't, then he's dead.
You shouldn't have let him leave, Boren.
You're right.
You should have followed him down that tunnel.
But that's the problem with being adult. Being an adult. We all make our
Are
own
you?
decisions in the end.
Are you an adult?
I am. I am an adult.
An adult who's blind to the world around him, doesn't understand the implications of his words. You're running in circles, Boren. You're running in circles. Keep running.
Cardio it is. Even if I'm running in circles, I'm still getting some cardio.
Okay.
Gotta get them gains for Bahamut.
More time passes, and the world around you grows hotter. It's uncomfortable, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe, especially for Boren, who is from up in the mountains where things are considerably cooler. Usually, things only get this hot underground when there's a really big problem. Despina, I want you to roll me a constitution check at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh no.
You've abandoned them, Despina.
We fine.
Will they?
They have to be.
Do they? Is Handon fine?
If not, then I have to keep moving.
What's the point? Everyone's going to die anyway, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You will die long before you see yourself take the position that you've always wanted.
I have to keep moving if I want to get there.
Is it even worth it, Despina?
Worth it to me.
Wouldn't it feel so much better to stop and take a breath, Despina? You feel so tired, and your legs are aching, and your lungs are burning. You've been running too long, Despina, and you're going to pass out. You won't make it to the end.
To make it as far as I can, though.
What does that help anyone? That
Means I'm trying.
you're going to make Bourne worry and worry and worry when he can't do anything to help you. This child that you've taken under your wing.
I have to keep going.
Despina, Don't you think your mother wants you back home? Maybe if
Back
you
to her. I have to keep
turn
moving.
all you need to do is turn around, and we can take you to her.
No,
We
I
can
have to keep
take you
going.
home. We'll lead you there.
Oh,
We
the
can
home is
help
forward.
you get out of this nightmare, Despina.
No, I won't listen to you. I have to keep moving forward. Can't look back.
Despina, turn around.
Oh,
You need to go back for them.
I
Locke
have to
is hurt and you've left her behind.
see her on the other side. I have to keep moving.
How will you see her on the other side when you left her so far behind you?
No, she has to make it. I have to keep moving myself.
Despina, you don't have to keep going. You can stop now. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes for just one moment to get your bearings. It'll all be okay.
Oh,
You just need to stop running
oh,
and open your eyes.
no, I have to keep moving forward. I shut. Just shut forward.
Keep running. The voices in your head start accusing you of trying to depose your two brothers who you care about, even though you know that's not what happened. That's not why they aren't taking your father's place. They're telling you that you're being a traitor, but you keep running. Your lungs are burning between the emotion and the speed and the constant movement that you're forcing them to endure. And you feel like you almost can't take it anymore, but you keep running. You don't know if Bourne is beside you, but you keep running anyway, and it hurts like hell. Anyone who has ever tried to run longer than they physically are capable knows what this feels like. The splints that happen in the bones of your legs as your feet strike the ground too many times, as you start having issues breathing and you're practically coughing to get enough air into your system as you continue to run as fast as you are able. I want both of you to roll me perceptions at disadvantage. It takes a long time for you to notice this. But eventually it comes to both of your minds that the other sounds much too far away. You're not sure if it's to the side or forward or backwards, but it's quieter than it should be, more muffled, more distant as you keep running. You feel around for each other, but just like every other time before, you can't reach each other. All you can feel on either side of you is the wall of sand that you can feel as you breathe, and it goes deep into your lungs, and it makes your throat scratchy, and it makes it harder and harder to breathe and to get enough air in to keep moving, to keep your blood pumping through your veins, and you keep running. We're going to turn back to Carrie for a little while.
Ah, fuck me. Alright.
That soft, gentle voice that's been encouraging you to keep your eyes closed and to keep running comes back again. You can slow down now. It's safer here than it was there.
In my eyes.
Don't open your eyes yet. Keep them closed. But take a breath.
Alright.
Carrie, you stop running. I assume.
Yeah.
You stop running. I want you to roll me a Constitution at disadvantage.
Oh, well, what do you know? I rolled the same number twice.
Fair enough. $17. Okay. So you know what it feels like to overexert yourself. You may not be a terribly athletic person, but you have done athletic things. You know what it feels like to run until you are physically incapable of running, to keep going until you literally vomit. And you are barely able to keep yourself from indulging in that expulsion of all that is left in your stomach, despite the fact that you don't remember the last time you ate. And you think, and you know, you didn't eat before you went to sleep. Nor before you went to sleep the time before that. You didn't have breakfast. When was the last time that you ate? And you realize you're not sure. But you haven't felt hungry. And you figure that's probably good enough, isn't it? Your pigtails are tangled, matted disasters, and you take the moment while you're calming down to feel through your bag, not opening your eyes, and pull out your hairbrush and start fixing them and brushing your hair just to help yourself calm down and breathe. You lean against the slightly damp wall because it's cool and it feels good against your back. And you breathe for a moment. Eyes still closed, but feeling a tad bit better.
I have to get myself into this situation.
Okay. You should keep going now, the voice says in your head.
Oh God, Mother, help me. I have no idea how long I've been running. I guess I must keep running.
There's a slight feeling of a hand on the top of your head, like someone patting you, a job well done. But when you reach up, there's nothing up there. You just felt the impression for a brief moment, and then it was gone. Things stay comfortably cool. You can hear running water in the distance, but it's not the same as the sterile, disgusting smelling water that ran toward the whirlpool. It's different. It's more like a babbling brook. And you move forward, and you're certain now that the floor isn't made of stone anymore. And you're not quite sure when it changed, but it's soft beneath your feet and forgiving.
A little more foolish, I could have known that. I'm home.
We're going to move to Locke now.
Yay!
Locke, very slowly you have been continuing your trek forward as best you can. The voices in your head doing their damnedest to convince you that it just isn't worth it, is it? Carrie's gone, Bourd's gone, Despina's gone. You abandoned Carrie, and Bourne and Despina abandoned you. Just like your family did.
Lullaby, go to sleep.
You keep singing your lullaby, and you do your best to ignore them over the sounds of them in your head that you can't not hear, because they're always there, ever louder, speaking over each other, sometimes laughing at the pain they know you can feel at their words. But you keep going. You reach out to touch the wall, and it doesn't feel like sand anymore. You can't run your fingers through it like you could before.
Oh, good.
It's It feels almost like stone at first. And you think, stone, no, that's not quite right. It's not stone. You're not quite sure what it is, and it takes you a little bit of time to figure it out. Over the craggy surfaces, if you've ever tried to feel something not knowing what it is, with your eyes closed, with no idea what it could possibly be, it makes it a lot harder to physically place the texture that is beneath your hands. You keep going, limping forward, and eventually this thought comes to you. It's not stone. It's not cold enough to be stone, because it's tree bark. Your hand is running over the craggy surfaces of tree bark, but it's almost like it's not multiple different trees. It's all one. There's no break between trees. There are some sections that are smoother, but they just remind you of birch rather than, say,
Tree means life. Well, the good news is I'm recording this one too.
Yeah. This is gonna take some editing for sure.
Yeah.
Sam,
Editing of my
the last half.
emotions.
I gotta tell you, Tiamat is a bitch.
Mhm.
Oh,
Hey! Oh. Oh.
I gotta tell you, Onyx is totally giving me chills with this, with that whole voice thing she was doing. Ugh.
worse is if she actually got like one of those voice modifiers that you
Oh
can
no.
download.
Oh, yeah.
That with the reverb, that would scare the shit out of me.
I wouldn't sleep for a week.
I was over here for like 5 minutes looking for my phone. It's in front of me.
Good mood.
Because I'm in my bed, so I have the little desk table, like the little table over in the bed. It has a little slot to put my phone, and I put my phone there, and I forgot about it. My soda's flat, and I'm sad.
Oh.
It tastes funny, but I'm still drinking it.
I hate the taste of flat. Ew.
Like, it's got bubbles. I don't know. It's more like there wasn't enough syrup in it.
Imagine drinking soda.
Yeah, yeah. You're probably healthier than either one of us for it, too.
I wouldn't consider me healthy.
Is Jake from State Farm still on here?
Yes.
Okay, you're
Just
just...
being quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet.
So even Tiamat called you out on that.
I know. Even Tiamat's like, hey, you never noticed this girl wanted to smash. Now you've abandoned her. You're a dick.
Maybe she went out for
As
sandwiches.
far as Boren knows, but what if Boren thinks Tiamat's lying? Like, what? No. Maybe. Is that why she was mad at me? No.
Maybe she just wanted a
Just great.
sandwich.
Sandwich. Damn.
Oh. I don't know where that came from. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know where that came from. That just popped into my head.
I think you're feeling like eating a sandwich.
I mean, if I'm angry, I just eat a sandwich.
Apparently, Locko goes towards tacos when she's angry.
Do they have tacos? Are tacos like a thing people make?
What if you're hungry and thirsty?
Soup.
That's what Carrie's for.
I.
Ooh.
Woo!
Hello?
Hello? Hello. Bobby.
Next, I can't hear you.
Sir, speak to us.
Can't hear you. I can only hear you through the door.
Mother!
No.
Left us again.
Technical
Momix.
difficulties.
We've lost Momix.
Yes. What did we do to deserve this?
Damn it, I'm seriously getting hiccups.
No.
Drink water upside down.
Yeah. Get like a mouthful of water, go as upside down as you can, and then swallow.
Hello? Can you
Sir.
hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. My computer decided that it was gonna shut the fuck down.
Rude.
Jess, did you stop recording or?
Heck no, I left all that joy in there.
Okay. What all happened while I was gone?
Not much.
We mostly goofed off.
Uh-huh.
Locke
Think
started
about
feeling
sandwiches.
I think Andrew is craving a sandwich.
Andrew can have a sandwich when we're done. We're almost ready to stop for the night anyway, I think.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Locke. The voices in your head very slowly begin to grow quieter. You take your hand off the wall. The pain in your leg slowly begins to subside. You start to feel yourself again. Your old injuries stop aching the way that they were. You're not gasping in pain anymore from walking on a damaged leg as your leg slowly begins to feel normal again. And you're able to go faster. And you're able to run if you so choose.
Let's start with a light jog and slowly go faster from there.
Alright. faster you run, the faster those voices that keep yelling at you to turn back, that you abandoned Carrie, that your friends are abandoning you just like your tribe did. Slowly, they grow more distant.
That bitch didn't pull
The
any
voices
punches.
that keep telling you to open your eyes slowly dissipate. You're doing well. Keep going. Comes the soft, gentle voice that you're not sure where you recognize it from, but you know somewhere in your heart that you do.
Well, I will kind of say thank you. And then keep moving on.
You keep running, and eventually, far off in the distance, you know what? Roll me a perception check, actually.
Alrighty. 17.
17. The ground beneath you doesn't grow soft, but it does feel almost familiar, like the plains that you would walk as your tribe moved from one place to another. Solid, but not like stone. You can feel grass scratch at your ankles. Keep your eyes closed. The voice tells you, soft but firm. The light isn't so bright on the other side of your eyes, becoming more like daylight than a bright light shoved in your face. It's warm but not overly so on your skin, and you can smell fields of wheat and grass and trees beyond you. You reach out to touch the wall and you cannot feel it anymore. Keep running, the voice tells you, and so you do. You keep running and keep running and keep running until you can no longer hear the voices yelling at you to open your eyes, yelling at you that there's no point anymore, that you've been abandoned, that no one ever truly cared. Instead, there is just a soft voice. You can stop now, but just for a moment to catch your breath. Keep your eyes closed.
Well, will take that moment to pause and kind of feel the air on her skin, the feel of the sunlight. And keeping her eyes closed, but still just kind of take a moment to revel in just the feeling of being kind of free for the moment.
There's a slight breeze on your skin. And the air is sweet on your tongue and warm. And it feels very nice, very welcoming. And you take a few moments and you take a deep breath in and out. All right.
Time to start moving. And off we go.
We're going to move on from Locke now and check back in with Despina and Boren one more time before we end for the night. I want both of you to roll me perception at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh God, Born.
Four on a
Oh
perception.
God! Oh man!
Let's see. How many times have I rolled like a 7 perception now? Like 4 times, I think.
Something
No, it's
like
athletics.
that, yeah.
Better than a nat one.
Better than that one.
Oh, I know what would happen if you had rolled a nat 1.
Uh-oh.
How do you
I
feel
feel like I
about
know
rolling?
too.
How do you feel about rolling up a new character?
Alright. Boren. Despina is in front of you. She's far ahead, but she's there, and you're sure of it. She's ahead of you. You just need to catch up. But no matter how hard you run, how fast you go, you can't seem to. The thought crosses your mind that maybe if you dropped your pack and all that excess weight, you could run faster, and you're sure that that's probably true, but would it be worth it to drop all of your things just to
Potatoes.
catch up with her?
I mean, potatoes are food. We do need to eat.
As that thought crosses your mind, you realize you haven't been. You didn't eat this morning. You didn't eat last night. Or the night before that. In fact, you're not sure when the last time you ate was anymore. You don't feel hungry. And you assume that that's enough.
Hmm.
A different voice, a new one, says if you drop your pack, maybe you could catch up.
Nah.
You keep running at the same pace you have been. As hard as you can, you keep running. Espina, you don't hear Boren anymore. You do not hear the clang of his armor, or his heavy breathing, or the bounce of his pack against the metal of his that is strapped to his back. You can't hear it. And you don't think he's there anymore. Somehow, somewhere, some way, you have been separated. You've abandoned him too, haven't you, Despina?
I haven't. No.
If you don't think he's here, then where is he?
Playing tricks on us again. You're making it so I can't hear him.
Am I? Why didn't
Yeah.
you stop? He had a plan for how you could keep from losing each other with his rope, but you wouldn't stop. You kept running, Despina. He wanted to keep you together, and you kept running. Even as he stopped and tried to fumble around his pack blindly for his rope, you kept running, Despina.
I couldn't stop.
Does he mean so little to you? He's barely an adult. He doesn't know anything about the world. So easily taken advantage of. He needed you, Despina, and you've abandoned him.
He needs me to keep going.
How does that help him, Despina? How does you keeping on this path help Lauren? How does that help Locke? How does that help Carrie or Handon? All people you've left behind.
Keep moving, they won't have to worry about me.
But they don't need to worry about you. They need you to worry about them, Despina. They need you to think about them right now. But you keep running away from your problems, from your fears. You keep running. Keep running, Despina. Keep going. Far, far away from those troublesome friends you had, who you claimed to care so much about. But now you won't even turn back to see if he's okay. What if he fell?
I can't look
What if
back.
he got hurt? And you won't look back to see him, to help him back to his feet, even though he needs you, Despina. You keep running, Despina. Run away from the people you claim to care so much for.
I have to keep moving. I can't listen to you.
Can't you?
I won't.
You should.
No.
I am the voice of reason, Despina. You need to open your eyes so that you can see your friends dying behind you.
I won't.
God damn.
Then keep running away from all the people you say you care about. For shame.
Keep running.
Keep running. Don't open your eyes. The world around you is hot and uncomfortable. But you keep running. Even when you think you can't anymore, you keep running. I think that is a good place to end for tonight. As of right now, we will pick up next Sunday. How does noon sound to everyone?
Let me check
Sounds
my
good.
schedule and make sure that's okay.
Well, we'll figure that out in the scheduling tab. For now, good night, Sadie.
I'd
Night,
say
Sadie.
Sadie.